Actually,
Well, yeah,
I did
well,
unironically wanted to start. I did want to, as far as like actual news topics, wanted to introduce that first. So let's get into it. Justin
all
Roiland,
right.
Adult Swim has decided to let him go. It is not just because of his recent court allegations that he's being charged with, but for allegedly messaging minors and trying his stand-up bit on them, I guess, saying they're jailbait, trying to do the it's your full Chinese accent with them and everything.
So Sitch from Adam and Sitch, who have like a little show together or whatever. I watch them from time to time. He had a tweet, where he was just pointing out that like these are just still allegations and we don't really know the full like scope of whatever.
Mhm.
And Adult Swim has let him go. And so it's kind of hard because like I'm of two minds about it, because normally I agree, like I think that we should wait until like whatever prosecution comes down and like whatever judgment is served, so that we can know, like, because we're just assholes on the internet, right? Like there's no way that we know, even just based off of like some screenshots that we think we saw, what's up with a creator or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a different sort of a situation, just because we do have those DMs and they are pretty, they're pretty explicit. Like it's like, if even if he's not like a some sort of a weird pedo person or something, like you're too drunk, you're too whatever, you're too crazy to be having these types of you shouldn't be having these types of conversations with minors that are minors, under any circumstances. Like we can't really excuse that. So I think it's kind of justified that Adult Swim is taking the actions that it is taking, but them trying to replace Rick and Morty is gonna ruin the whole show. Because everybody can do a decent impression of Rick and Morty, but nobody is as funny or as smart as Justin Roiland at
because
doing that rant sort of thing.
People forget that a lot of the Rick and Morty humor, Justin Roiland either does it off the cuff, or he's a creator who still like is involved in the writing process of his show. And I don't know, leaving the sex pest known as Dan Hartman in charge. I don't think that's gonna end. Dude, do you know how?
The other ironic thing.
Do you know how many Alabama jokes we're gonna be getting now with him being in charge solely?
Well, it's like, again, like this is part of what the broader conversation is, I guess, around just like separating art from the artist kind of thing. Like I don't know to what extreme it would go, because like I don't know if it's like, if the guy did this, I don't know, man, because this is like the James Gunn stuff too, where it's like we don't there's no clear evidence to say like oh, like he's obviously like being predatory towards children. It's like they're making jokes, and it's like, sure, Gunn was just making jokes about children, whereas like Justin Roiland is making jokes about like children to a child.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like more severe even than the James Gunn thing. Man,
well, I think
I'm of two minds about this.
It's much like the Rick and Morty humor. You have to have a high IQ to understand it, and so I just don't think the majority of the internet understands it.
I don't know about that. I don't know if you gotta. I don't know if you gotta like you gotta have a high IQ so you can see what kind of minor talk is happening for Justin Roiland and his fans of Rick and Morty. I just wonder how much Szechuan sauce would it take to make this whole thing disappear?
I don't
I
know.
wonder if somebody just comes in with a truckload of Szechuan sauce, like brings it over to Adult Swim. Like I wonder if they're just gonna be like, you know what? I don't even know what DMs we're talking.
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
What minors? What do you mean?
But you talked about this earlier, bro. Like you didn't see any allegations with like Seth MacFarlane. This is the thing though. Justin's part of like that Newground era. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
What would become
That's what I was gonna
Rick
say
and Morty was
too.
like a Dark and Marty parody cartoon.
So it's funny that this is happening at the same time as like, well, somewhat at the same time as like the Ding Dong stuff, because that's the Game Grumps like stuff for people who kind of remember that from like a week ago. I know.
Did you hear he decided he's never going to stream again? By the way,
Ding Dong?
Yeah, he decided he's never going to stream again.
Well, that's sad. I hope Julian still streams. If he streams, I guarantee Ding Dong will be on those streams too. Man, okay, well that's a whole other conversation. But the reason why I brought it up is because like those Game Grumps people, Justin Roiland and Game Grumps, like they, Aaron Hansen, Egoraptor, like Oni and G, Chris, Oni plays, they're all from the same kind of camp. Like they're all the same type of like content creators from that era of the internet on Newgrounds, and frankly, like being somebody who grew up in that space, it is like they're just teenagers. Like they're 90s to 2000s teenagers. Like they're crass, they're out there, they make dirty jokes. And like imagine a kid like that, who has nothing, who basically gets bullied in school. Like that's the type of person that's on Newgrounds. Then coming up and then making it, in the world and like having this status and having this power and stuff. And then, like I'm not excusing it, but what I'm saying is that it like makes realistic sense as to like how it is that these types of people end up in these types of positions and end up making the stupid decisions that they're making, is because they're not used to this sort of attention or this ability to be able to get whatever they want at the snap of a finger,
Should we be worried about
so
you?
I have a little bit of...
What happens when you get power?
About
D-Max?
me?
Yeah, what happens when you get power?
Jesus, oh God.
How many DMs are you gonna slide into?
Listen, I was on Newgrounds, I was on 4chan, I made fun of people on Tumblr, I was on Twitter, I was on YouTube. So like, I'm gonna have the worst of all worlds. If I gain power, then everybody's gonna die immediately.
Right,
horribly. And immediately, I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I'm going to tell my audience to start doing to people in chat, because Salvo had the pancakes, Leafy is here, had the hiss meme. So like, what am I going to do? What is my chat going to harass people with? Let me know in the comment section below.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, guys, over 60% of my audience.
For Nerdy.
What was that? Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Over 60% of my audience has a thumb up their butt, so make sure you're not one of them by pressing like on the video.
Exactly.
Did it work?
Yeah. Oh my God, the profits are going up. Oh my God, I'm a millionaire.
Oh God.
But no, like, oh my God, you see, like everyone's posting like their crappy impression of Rick and Morty.
Trying to be the person.
Yeah,
to be the next Rick or Morty.
Rick. Morty. Morty, I hit my wife, Morty. I gotta go to the cops. I can't have the cops find out, Morty.
Oh jeez, Rick. Oh jeez, we've been found out for being a sex pest, Rick. Oh God. Oh jeez, people should have saw this coming based on the type of humor that we have. But, oh jeez, Rick.
She knew what she was doing, Morty. It ain't her fault.
Rick, you can't do that. You're too old. I'm young enough that I can make those types of jokes in the media, and it's fine because I'm technically a minor in my own thing, even though I'm voiced by an adult. But it's fine. It's okay.
Morty,
Rick,
I'm
no.
the metal here, Morty. It doesn't matter.
Rick, you're drinking too much. You shouldn't be talking to minors while you're drinking that much.
Shut up, Morty. What the heck is...
I think we're gonna get the call literally in an hour. Like literally, they're gonna hear this broadcast, and literally they're gonna call us.
Yeah, dude. Like
Rick and Morty, obviously.
As you know, an Adult Swim producers are like big watchers of commentary live streams. they were just waiting for the right people to hit up.
They binge commentary content like dogs lap up water. It's just like it's just constant.
Especially one of those drooly dogs.
Is there any news though on the Justin Roiland thing? Is there like any new news from it? Like
no update besides like adults, but no update besides Adult Swim deciding to cut ties with him. Unfortunately,
it's just like I just honestly I'm a little surprised by that. Like it's not like super surprising to me, but I am shocked that they did that because there have been. I mean, there were allegations against like Pendleton Ward, who did Adventure Time. He was the creator of Adventure Time, and I remember, like, they weren't huge things or anything, but like, oh well, you know what? I mean, we're kind of talking about this in my stream too. Like, there have been other controversies around like Cartoon Network execs and like producers and show writers and showrunners.
I mean, didn't Dan Hartman he's been accused of like being overtly sexual with the female writing staff?
But this is what I'm saying is maybe this is like some proof that it has some teeth to it, because I know that Cartoon Network is not like Cartoon Network is not the type of network or production company, I guess, to like just do this kind of on a whim or because they, just like caught something in the air. For instance, like Rebecca Sugar is a good example of this too. Rebecca Sugar was the showrunner, the creator of Steven Universe, and she about like I don't know, I think it was like only a season away from like the very end of the show. She was found out that her Tumblr had a bunch of pictures of like different Cartoon Network characters that were minors because it's Cartoon Network shows, like having sex with each other. The most
that's lovely.
Notable one. Well, the most notable one was an Ed and Eddie parody where I think it was Eddie and Double D were having sex. I think it was Eddie was giving it to Double D, and yeah. So it's like that has existed. That was like a thing, and I remember that was like a little mini drama at the time that like some of the cartoon content creator review channels were kind of talking about and being like, oh, how do we feel about this, blah blah. But like nothing ever came of that. So I don't know if that's because she's a woman, or if that's because like there was just like no there. Like it's not like she actually did anything to kids. She was just drawing kids as that, and she happened to be the showrunner for a kids show, but she did all of that on a Tumblr that existed before the show was made. So maybe that was like their calculus was like,
well, how old was she?
She's not like a sex pest or anything.
How old was she when she made those drawings?
I don't know. I mean, I could probably do the math. I don't know how old she is.
Because if she was like in her 20s making that, it's a bit weird.
She probably was. Like she probably was. I like I said, I don't know. Let me see what.
Flamenco should hit her up sometime for some artwork. I'm sure they can work something out.
Honestly, Rebecca Sugar and Flamenco probably would hang out well. I do feel that would be the case. So she was born in 1987. So she's 35. So if this happened I think this happened like 8 years ago or something. So she was like 28 or something, which means then that was like 4 or 5 years before then too. So she was like 24. She was probably like 24, 25 or younger. I mean, well, look, I'm going to defend it a little bit just because I think that like, I wouldn't do it, but it's just a funny, stupid thing. Like it's a funny concept to think like Eddie, giving it to Double D. Like it's silly. It's stupid. Like I don't think she should be fired over that necessarily.
Wait,
especially since she
I
didn't
got
do
the
it
perfect.
while she was working.
I got the perfect moist critical clip for this one. The child porn. It was goofs, guys. Ha ha ha. Why aren't you laughing?
Oh God, is that? I don't follow Moist enough to know what that is.
Oh, he
is that like
he was covering like a drama, and like the guy was like, "No, I just sent that as a joke."
Oh, okay. Well, that's always the cover for everything, right? It's like, oh, it's just a joke, It's an easy cover because it's like you can say something
layers of
totally
satire. It's layers of satire. You just don't understand. But yeah, I think that's all we got for the Justin Roiland stuff. So thank you guys for listening on our input of that one, and goodbye, recorded YouTube audience.